inside the foul is called on O'Neal.
You know, one of the things they said they wanted to do was knock Rip Hamilton down. The problem is when you're down 8 points and in penalty, this is not the time to do it.
That to me is still, and that's been the story, one of the stories in the series, the total fouls. Larry Brown so worried coming in about having to commit too many fouls to stop O'Neal.
Yeah, and it's been the exact other way around. I mean, it's amazing. The Lakers led the league in free throws attempted all year. And in this series, it's been all Detroit. And the reason it's been Detroit is because they're quicker to the ball, and they're quicker to the basket, and they've dominated the offensive boards. I don't think I've ever seen Phil Jackson thrown out of a game, but he is working on it tonight.
Well, maybe he'll get thrown out at the end if Detroit ices the game. Reminds me of the old Whitey Herzog line when he got thrown out of the 7th game of the '85 World Series. The reporter said after the game, "Whitey, how does a manager get thrown out of the 7th game of the World Series?" Herzog said, "I've seen enough." Still may be getting there. Medvedenko. Oh, and then O'Neal is there. Medvedenko's shot wouldn't have gone in.
It's still only an 8-point game after all this.
Hamilton stops in the lane. Gets the bounce.
Has it going. You know, it's funny. Kobe Bryant has guarded Rip all game. Done a nice job. Then Chauncey Billups gets going, so they put Kobe on Chauncey Billups. Now Rip Hamilton's got it going.
Bryant. Billups gets the rebound. We're down to 3 minutes to go in the 4th game. And an offensive foul call well away from the ball.
And again, whenever you see a foul away from the basketball, it usually involves Derek Fisher because he's a great foul charger, and Rip Hamilton because he moves away from the ball.
And that's 5 on Rip with Detroit up by 10.
Have you seen the Lakers this frustrated on a big stage before? Not this group. Detroit has already equaled its 2nd highest scoring quarter of the series. Here in the 4th, they've scored 25, and Byron Scott and Tom Tolbert, Detroit by 10, final 3 minutes.
You know what? I think Detroit, everybody got to give them all their credit. This is a very, very good basketball team. They frustrated the Lakers for 4 straight games, and this game really should be the closeout game for Detroit.
Better basketball team. They have more depth. They have more options to score. They're better defensively. They're a better team.
And if they maintain this for a couple of minutes, we think this place is going to be like Tuesday night with a potential closeout for Game 5. Still some time to go. Back down to Al and Doc.
Thank you, Mike. And who in the world would have thought any of those things a week ago today? Karl Malone seated next to Kareem Rush there, and Malone hasn't played but 4 minutes here in the 2nd half. Lakers down by 10. Whistle as O'Neal got it.
Well, this is one way you can get back in the game, by fouling with a team in a penalty away from the ball, and that foul was on Chauncey Billups.
That'll send Fisher to the free throw line. The Lakers are to the point where Brian Russell, so sparingly used, especially in the 2nd half of the season and in the playoffs, that's Russell number 9, is in the game. Not for long. Medvedenko comes in.
Yeah, and I think what Phil Jackson wants to do is go offense-defense. And that time, obviously, offensively, they got to the free throw line. Now Medvedenko comes in to play defense.
With 2:45 left, Fisher makes 1 of 2, 81-72. Pistons have Rasheed Wallace with Prince, Hamilton, Ben Wallace, and Billups on the floor right now. 5 on the timer. Here's Rashid against Medvedenko again. Whoa! Wow. They're revisiting that little rivalry that developed in the third quarter, with Wallace delivering a knockout punch. Foul on Hamilton. Beg your pardon. Yeah, they're going to call this one on Prince. On Prince, his second foul.
Yeah, and this shot here might have been the dagger for tonight.
Well, talking about this little skirmish between the two, and the upper hand clearly held by Rasheed Wallace, who's had a big second half.
Well, Al, you know, as a coach, the one thing a coach hates to see is one of your role players getting tangled up with one of your stars if you don't get that star thrown out of the game. Because now what you've done is agitated a star or a guy capable of having a big game. And that's what Rasheed Wallace has done since that altercation.
They called a double technical, both staying in the game. And a foul here, and Devin George tried to steal, but made contact on the foul on him. Fourth foul on Devin George.
I've never seen the Lakers complain this much. I'm looking at Phil Jackson right now complain about calls. He's been talking about calls the entire game. Kobe Bryant has done it. Karl Malone has done it. You know, the only quiet guy tonight for the Lakers has been Shaq. He's the only guy that's played basketball.
Well, Phil's done it. I mean, Phil has, in his entire career, he knows how to work and manipulate, and you go through the media and you say certain things. I did find it a little odd that down 2 games to 1, he would start moaning about the refereeing yesterday.
Oh, I did, because I kind of had the assumption he would, because you have to go to every card you have when you're down 2-1. We have to remember, Phil Jackson has never been down 2-1 in the final.
He has not. Little hook from the lane there, but isn't the reverse side of that, Doc? You flip the guys off in the striped shirts?
Oh, no doubt. And you give your other players, the players on your team, an out. And their out has been complaining to the officials instead of playing.
84-76. Billups saying clock. We'll use the clock. Here's Prince trying to get free. Softly. Oh, and then the follow, but it will not count. Ben Wallace, they ring the chime, but they'll have to take it back because he got into the cylinder. Minute and a half to go, 84-76.
Yeah, they're going to have to reset Big Man on that one because you can see pretty easy call.
Payton inbounding out of Fisher in backcourt.
I know it's only 1:30 left, but you never are out of it in a basketball game.
Well, the Lakers were down by 6 with 36 ticks the other night, and you know what happened. And here's Bryant making it a 6-point game with $1:18 to go. You have 8 seconds to get it across the line, and they do.
You know, it's interesting. Everyone talks about hack a shot. You know, maybe they should have whacked the Ben Wallace.
I was thinking, you know? Number 3, he's the guy. Instead, it's Rasheed, and that should be the dagger.